Spontaneous speaking video 32. So a few months ago, I had an epiphany about myself. A lot of people have the problem of praying too much for themselves. A lot of times, like when I'm in like Bible study circles and they say things like, I have to remember to pray for like other people. And, I have to remember like not to ask God for too much, or I keep on like asking God for a lot of things, and just basically like selfish prayer. And I could never resonate with that because I actually had the opposite problem. I feel like maybe it's not possible to pray too much for other people, but I feel like I pray way more for other people, and I very rarely pray for myself. And I never even realized not only was this a problem, but I never even realized that I did it. Of course, I would relate that back to like maybe, it's a FE thing, extroverted feeling, all about, others, harmony, and we tend to forget ourselves a lot. So every FJ in the Myers-Briggs system can probably relate. But I think it also just has to do with, I don't know actually, like that's something that I'm still thinking and processing through even today. But I will say that what provoked me to record this video today is the fact that I've been recently going through a lot of emotional roller coasters, I guess. And I think it's because I've been like helping a lot of people, and usually when I'm like helping them, when I'm like talking to them, when they're like venting to me and everything, I'm an empath. So I naturally absorb other people's moods. Like, it's crazy. It's really woo-woo, it's really weird, but it's true. I can literally walk into a room. Jamila's seen this, like witnessed this so many times. Like, so I'm not just trying to seem like a snowflake or something, but I can literally walk into a room, and if the mood is like dark, whatever it is, and I all of a sudden start feeling that within me. I can be in a very great mood, and then I can just talk to someone, and the next thing you know, like whatever mood they were in sort of like comes onto me. There was a time when I was even listening to Kendrick Lamar's The Heart Part 4, and I didn't even notice this, but Jamila pointed out how after I had finished listening to that song, amazing song by the way, like, yo, that song was so crazy. Kendrick is just a lyrical genius, but Jamila said that after listening to that song, I didn't even notice it, but I had like adopted a more hostile mood. Not like I was about to like beat her or something, but like I was just like really I don't even know what the word she used was, but just seemingly like I seemed like more angry or like depressed, or like just quiet, like to myself, like I don't know. And I guess that all just goes to show like I'm very like sensitive in the sense that other people's moods, I psychically pick it up in some way, shape, or form. All of that to say that a lot of times I find it hard to like deal with these feelings, because it's like, wait. I have to try and find a way to separate like my feelings from other people's feelings a lot of the time. And it's like crazy because especially like when I read about this in the ENFJ profile on either Personality Junkie or typeinmind.com, one of them, they explained it so incredibly well. It was ridiculous. But it's exactly how I feel oftentimes. And I just noticed within the past few months or past few weeks that when I'm like experiencing these type of emotions and everything, I don't always know how to deal with them, because I spend so much time dealing with external emotions, like other people's emotions and stuff, that the emotions that are going on around me, I'm like, shoot, what do I do with this? And so I guess as of like the past 2 weeks, I've been dealing with emotions that I can't even like talk to anybody about. There's some people where it's like if I talk to them, like they see me as like this great guy or whatever. I'm not. I'm not perfect. But it's just like, oh, well, I can't go to them because like they wouldn't even be able to help me. They wouldn't be able to understand. They see me as, what, Denzel? You never have problems. You're Denzel. And that's so far from the truth. Then I have those who are like really close to me, like David and Jamila especially. And I can't even really like go to them sometimes about this specific thing that's just like, that I just can't really like shake off. So today, I was just sitting there and I was just thinking like, yo, there's literally nobody that I can talk to about how I've been feeling inside. And all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, there is someone that I can talk to. In fact, there always has been, Jesus. And that reminded me most of all how much time I take to pray for other people. I do that so oftenly. In fact, my favorite thing to do is to pray for other people when they don't know, because I believe that's a huge sign of how much you care for the person. If you like going around bragging to them, hey, I prayed for you today. Hey, I prayed for you today, which is not bad sometimes when you like tell them that, because it's encouraging. But when they have no idea that you're praying for them and you're just keeping them covered, I feel like that's showing God how much you really value that person, because it's only between you and him. And I just realized that I pray so much for like other people, those who I don't even talk to anymore. But I fail to pray a lot for myself. Now, one reason why I realized that I don't pray for myself a lot of times is because I'm often reminded of how much of a bad person I can be. Yes, we're all human beings. We all sin. We all have like bad nature. I'm definitely Christian. I'm definitely saved. I definitely have a heart for God. But I just know that like I still deal with sins. I still deal with thoughts that come to mind. I still deal with, struggles, the internal struggles that I have. And sometimes, oftentimes, I just don't feel worthy to go pray to God and tell him, like, even though I know, logically, I know, like, yo, God is not mad at me. God is not trying to, like, distance himself from me or whatever. God knows my heart. I still feel like I should punish myself. And when I go to God, then it's like, you know what? I don't even deserve this, man. So I'm not even going to pray for myself right now. I'm going to pray for Jamila. I'm going to pray for David. I'm going to pray for Shantae. I'm going to pray for Kylisa. I'm going to pray for Kia, whoever. I'm going to pray for all of these people specifically by name, because then even if God is mad at me, he'll be like, all right, well, even though you did that thing, or even though you thought that thought, I guess, like, you're coming to me praying about Keandra right now. So, yeah, I'll give it to her, because only for Keandra, not for you, though. And God isn't really like that. I know that God is not really like that. But in here, it's hard to always accept it. And so that was just something that I've been really, like, thinking about. That's something I'm trying to, like, process through. And God says many times in his word, like in James, I believe, and in Matthew, it says, ask and you shall receive. But in James, it says that you receive not because you ask not. So that goes to show that God will not give you certain things just because you haven't asked for it. A lot of times, God is waiting for you to ask him. He knows already what you want. But he's waiting for you to ask him, hey, God, honestly, I would really like for you to help me financially with college. God, I'd really like for you to really like help me with my schoolwork. Like, I'm struggling so much with this class. Like, I don't know. I don't even know how graduation's gonna come apart, like come together. God, I'm just really, I want to be a better leader to other people. God, can you please help me with that? Stuff like that. Like, God has no problem with you coming to him and talking to him about these things. Why don't we do that? Or maybe why don't I do that? Why do I feel like God's like mad at me? Why do I feel like God does not want to listen to me? Why do I feel like it's selfish to pray for myself? God wants me to do that. Now, it's bad if you do it too much and you're not even praying for other people. But if you're just solely praying for other people and you're not even praying for yourself, well, who's praying for you? Who's praying for me? Yeah, all these people, like, they can rely on me to pray for them. But to be honest, I'm not even sure if they're really praying for me, you know? And I can't even be mad at them for that. Who asked them to do that, you know? And so in this video, I just wanted to reach out to people who have those similar thoughts, like, you know, it's selfish for me to pray for other people, you know, or for myself, you know, I'm gonna continue to like focus on praying for other people and everything like that. That's not healthy. Make sure to ask God for what you need, for the things that you desire, because He's happy to give them to you. You know, try and find a balance for both, and don't be afraid, lastly, to just vent to Him. Sometimes you don't even have to ask Him for anything. Just think. Think to yourself. Like in my shower portals video, I said spending time in your internal world. This can include just spending time speaking to God. I kid you not, vulnerable moment here. There are times when I'm in the shower, it's completely silent. All I hear is the water, like rushing down my back or whatever. And I just start talking to God. I tell Him straight up. And this is literally how I talk to Him. Here's an example. God, how are you doing today? I just wanted to vent to you about some things that occurred today. When I was talking to so-and-so, this is how I felt. This is how they made me feel. When I was reading this book, this is how I thought about it or whatever. When I was watching this show, this is how I felt, whatever. I saw this girl today and she was really pretty, and you know, like I just tell Him everything. Everything. Because God already knows everything. He's omniscient. He already knows everything in your mind. But that doesn't mean that He doesn't want the relationship with you. He wants you to come to Him and tell Him things that He even already knows. Because His satisfaction is from us making that relationship with Him. And so I just really encourage y'all today to don't be afraid. Like, if you feel alone, don't be afraid to go and speak to God. He loves you so much. He loves you so much, and He understands. Jesus left heaven, His perfect home in heaven, to come here and die for us. He died for us after living a perfect life in heaven. Like, after having already like a perfect eternal life in heaven, He decided to come here, be beaten, spat upon, betrayed, and live a life full of temptation and all of that, just to die for us. He understands pain. You can go to Him and He will be able to understand where you are coming from. And He will grant you that peace, that serenity that you need. Guys, I just heavily encourage you to, if it's been a while since you've talked to God, if you feel like you're lonely, that nobody else will understand, make sure that you speak to Him. Take time to go talk to Him. And I'm going to provide some links in the description that you can go check out. Some of them will be videos that I recommend from like other YouTubers, and some will be like a few links to my blogs on my site. I might make a video of this in the future, but there's a blog that I called Sorry, Saying Ain't Afraid of Your Mama. And like I said, I'll make a video of that in the future, but I encourage you guys to go check out that blog when you can. It really hits on this. I also encourage you to go check out Lack of Communication Equals Suffocation on my blog site. That's actually one of my shorter blogs, so for those of you who aren't really like into reading, I guarantee that you'll really resonate with that one. And yeah, guys, just spend more time with God. He loves you. He's waiting on you. Be sure to check out the description, and thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Done.